exactly works there. So I'll give you in brief what happens, where people fail and where you can stop making mistakes to make it as a success journey. So this clarity should come in. Yes, the right time to apply for MBA is your third year or pre-final year of your college life. So you start applying, you start preparing, and it's even better if you can get in just once you get into a college, get in just, boss, I'm doing my bachelor's degree and I want to pursue an MBA, because a MBA, what happens there is you have to go through a profile development process, which many of us miss on. And I've seen people getting into ISB Hyderabad because they had a very holistic profile. They've been a debater, they're working in sports, but it's not like that. If you're not doing holistic work, you'll not get selected. So, okay, let's go to the fundamental of how this selection process also happens in the way. So, let me start a journey of a bachelor's person. If the guy is in first or second year of the college, if you can make sure that you are inclined towards management activities, like helping in the events, hosting something, some sort of leadership activities, or maybe you are just a class CR. Any indications you can get that you are a management person, or you could even prefer a personality test for that. The best personality test available free of cost is 16personality.com. You can search it on Google and go about and do a 12 minutes test and understand what kind of personality you hold in. So obviously MBA can be done in various fields like HR, marketing, but that is all about specialization. And there are certain colleges who even give you MBAs in digital marketing and other specialization. But I guess the base fundamental is taking a holistic learning and then doing a majors or a specialization. So if you're going for a degree, well and good in the like analytics or MBA in finance, but make sure you have the holistic MBA understanding and then understand develop your core competency. So what I would mean to say here, if you get a clarity in second year, start developing your profile, because that is very important. Working with alumni relations at SRM University, I I got this very clearly that every institution wants a ambassador for them, and you have to question every moment whether you are pursuing an MBA for becoming a big shot, or you're just doing an MBA because people are doing it. So you have to be very clear on that, because if you're focused on if people are doing it, you will not get it out. So yeah, I guess Rajat ji is asking, right time to apply for MBA. Yes, so that is pre-final year. Pre-final is the right time to put in your applications, because when you get into your final years, so it goes really, cat opens up their application in June and July month. Then goes that NIFT, SNAP, and main is CAT exam, because 80% of the colleges are covered with CAT exam. So you fill up the application in your when you are turning from third year to final year. It's like a time period of June, July month. You start application, then you have this, exams coming in November, January, and February. And from Feb, March, April, you'll have set of interviews where you get the selection criteria. You see which college suits you, and you do a final calling and close the admission by April. And from June, July onwards, your class starts. Correct. So that's how it works, the whole yearly process. But yeah, I'm working employee and completed 1.5 years, so it is good time. Yes, obviously, if you want, obviously when you start applying now, it will take one like 6 months to 1 year time, and you'll have 2 years of experience. But there's no fundamental rule of kind of how many number of experience are required. There are freshers entry. So if you go and check out the website of IIM's top colleges in India, you could see that they take intake a different variety of people. They want people from finance, they want people from art side, they want people with experience, with fresher. There are colleges which even be happy to accept you as a fresher. There are very few colleges who even just target for the specialization, like Symbiosis, for example. They would find somebody who's into marketing or something, where they can accommodate them, give them more skill sets and grow. So the fundamental lies in pre-final is the right time to get started of your college degree, bachelor's degree. And if you are experienced, that is well and good. But again, I'm going to the fundamental. What happens there is you have to make sure your profile is very strong and you're going to be a future leader. So that should be the fundamental. Because see, why a college is giving degree? So there are so many IMs, they're charging good fee and good value of money. But why they should hire you? Why they should get you in their batch? They should get in your batch because you want to be a top leader next 10 years or 20 years. And that's how the brand building of the institution gets up. So you have to be very clear on that. You want to contribute in area of kind of logistics, or you want to change something in finance with the skill sets of an MBA. That's how you have to approach the colleges. And obviously they don't ask too much things, but yeah, during interview if you reflect these things, it really helps you to build up your profile. So obviously from second year, yeah. So MBA, Karan is asking one beautiful question. MBA, you think US is the best place to do? No. There are people who are doing MBA in UK as well. Obviously, you can again get the list of top institutions in abroad as well. But again, the fundamental lies same for almost all the MBA colleges, India or abroad. They are looking for a brand ambassador, and you have to question yourself at every moment whether I'm a brand ambassador for an institution or not. If I'm not, how I can build that? Can I have some visionary approach towards, because I've seen people doing an MBA from, Stanford, Harvard as well, and they've been doing great in life. They are doing businesses, and they're running operations and very amazing things. So coming to that, back to the question, it is not just USA. You can even try UK, you can try Canada, you can try India. If you're an Indian background, I guess that really helps you a lot. So Ronit G has one question, but sir, how to know in which field I have to do an MBA, like finance or operation? So that's what I'm saying, Ronit G. Ronit G, you can go about doing this personality test and understand your personality set. Imagine you are more into talking to people, then you might be a salesperson. If you want to be an influencer, you can be into marketing, correct? So there's no hard and fast rule which domain you should choose, but according to your understanding of the subject, you should try that. But usually what happens in India is when you go to an MBA college, you get a chance to run holistic things for first couple of year, yeah, first year, and then you get a highly quantitative electives where you will learn about specializations like HR, marketing, finance. So that's how it works. But again, to be honest, you have to have a very good profile, do more number of internships, do more number of live projects. So let me just add. Meanwhile, you all can drop the questions. So let me just share a journey or two journeys of what exactly students do and where they fail. Correct? It can be working professionals, can be students. Correct? So usually when we get motivated, we go and join a institution or we enroll for a class. That is very fundamental because we feel everyone should have a mentor and that they should go ahead with their guidance, and that's perfectly all right, no doubt on that. But point here is when you get motivated, you join the institution, and the next 6 months you drop the classes, few classes, and then another 6 months you almost drop the coaching. You don't even attend any classes, you don't attend the mock test. So how you'll crack it? And in my understanding, I've seen this in a very realistic journey. If 100 people join a batch, 50 will be studying in the next 6 months, and another 25 will be studying till the next 6 months. And when they have given mocks and all, out of the 25 members, 15 or 16 members will join a good college. So that's how it works. So it's as simple as that. So you have to keep preparing till the end. Have your study circle, very nice study circle where you have can communicate with people who are really highly competitive, and don't feel that you are in a rush and you should get a seat and other people should not get a seat. No, I've seen friends who are working professionals and they all sat together on Saturday, Sundays, studied for almost like 6 to 8 hours on each Saturday, Sunday, and all three made it to top B schools in different colleges. So that's how it works. So you have to have a very right set of company and then go towards it. Then let me add, meanwhile, please feel free to drop in questions. So let me share a story of one of my student who had a very clear cut idea he wanted to do MBA, and he reached out to me in month of almost like March or April, I believe, and we worked for almost 3 months. I guess it was August, October, November, I believe. Yeah. So this gentleman worked for 3 months, and what was the pattern? He will come to me. We will discuss one topic, and I'll ask him to make the all the questions. And if he has any doubt, we can discuss tomorrow, and make sure he goes in that pattern. And he very dedicatedly did that for almost 3 months, and he also gained a lot of extra information. He was writing mocks continuously, and he made it to accelerate later on. Correct. So the beauty about this process is you have to be dedicated. You should not depend on your mentor whether your mentor will guide you or not. No, it should be a personal take. The mentor is always there to support you. Like if you wanted some material or you wanted some input on what has happened with people, or maybe a mock interview, that time your mentor comes into place, or maybe analyzing the mock paper. So you should always take the mock papers before, if you're targeting Indian colleges, CAT is the game, real game. Obviously, ZAT, IFT, and SNAP comes into picture as well. But make sure you write mocks. And this is not again by me. There was one person who scored continuously 99%, almost 100% for last 3 years. He came for a workshop and he was saying the same thing. He said, how I got the 100 percentile? He said, I couldn't make it good percentile in the first attempt in my first year or attempt. What I did is next year I dropped out. I studied all the books like Arun Sharma is the good one, Quantum by I guess Quantum book is there one of the aptitude book, very fundamentally very nice book. So he did all that books. He said, boss, I did almost 6,000 questions from there, and almost 6,000 questions from the mock test from all the previous attempt papers and model papers, and he attempted all the old question papers of CAT. He said, when I did all this, I already knew almost all types of questions. So when it came in exam, I was able to score very well. Now what happens here is we are not able to allocate the time, or we usually feel around the competition and we go in the flow. So one time we are motivated, we fill the CAT form, and then we are not able to take it up. So I guess that clarity should be there. If you're going for CAT, it is 100% CAT. CAT by CAT I means Indian MBA. If you're clear with that, focus on it. Okay. Then another type of person, I get a call, Bhaiya, I want to apply. I've been not working from last 2 3 years. What should I do now? Obviously, targeting a top MBA college might be a risky game here. So you should always target some top colleges, some mediocre colleges, and some colleges which are more welcoming to you. But again, the fundamental lies in at least develop your profile. So if you have not done anything last 2 years, at least gear up some courses, do some real-time projects, at least do something with respect to volunteering at your society or a colony, but make sure you get all the valid proofs while doing anything, because that is very important. Because when you apply to colleges, they do not ask you the proofs on the upfront, but when you sit there for the internships and placements, there is a proof required on whatever you have done, correct? So make sure you're building on that part as well. And as I added, internships and projects are very important. So we're already 20 minutes in the session, and 5 minutes initially we missed because of glitch. Please let me know how I can help you all and what all advice you need. So I am also having, yeah. So do you think, anonymous? Yeah, thank you. Do you think an online-based education can replace an MBA? Okay, I guess very critical question here. See, MBA is more of a practical knowledge. So what I've seen, if you go and check out a beautiful video on YouTube, life at IIM Ahmedabad, correct? So you could see a very beautiful day they have shared there, what they do exactly there. But I guess coming to online version, it might be little early to say that you can do it, because see what happens, there are platforms where you can get an MBA degree online. There's no harm on that, but it's all about the skill sets. So when you work in a team at an MBA college, at a offline college, you actually see and face it as a team on the ground level, and you get a very good learning. So imagine 5 members sitting and working together late night and thinking, how they can solve a case study. And next day they'll be having a discussion in the classroom. So that's how this MBA in the real time works for top B schools, correct? But when you do the same thing at an online version, there might be, there are other commitments for you, correct? You can go and watch a lecture of a person. I'm not saying you can do it, but again, there can be a different skill set, where you are on the ground, you are learning so many things, and on the online version it might hamper your learning process. So that's how it is. Okay, so let me take another question. Also, do companies really want an MBA other than banking role? Okay, so see, MBAs are obviously required, but I'm telling, they need it from a top-notch college. I've been visiting a college in my hometown as a visiting faculty, and I could see the quality of an MBA is really going down, because the reason is, the mentorship, the real time, industry experience are not there. And if that is not there, why a company would invest and hire you? That's a question there. So company really wants them. I have my students who are earning a package of 20 25 lakhs rupees a year. It's not a doubt at all. People are still doing it. But the question is, are you able to deliver it? Are you getting to a right institution to get the right knowledge? That is very important, because if you go just take an MBA degree from any college, it may not serve the purpose for sure. So Mr. Ronald G has another question. Sir, I have been graduated in 2021 with only 67 percentage in my 10th. So that's BBA. That's okay. Yeah, business. Uh, yeah, bachelor's in business education. Yeah, accountancy and other things. Yeah, that's a good thing, because majority people are applying from the BTech background. So at least you can be a good stakeholder there while applying. And your 10th is good. 12th is okay, perfectly all right. Okay. I have not done any internship or like projects. Can I given cat two times but could not clear? Okay, so I was doing a sales job, but perfectly fine. So see, what I can understand here is no need to get demotivated. Okay, so there's a concept we used to use in our counseling sessions and all, and I'll tell you what real case study also here. You know, Roneji, just allow me. It's a failure story for an MBA, but it's a big story on the other side. You know, so many times we are not made for a right thing. That's why I asked you all to do a personality test for sure. So imagine your personality is not for an MBA. There's no point in competing for it. So I know one of my students, she couldn't make it MBA because she didn't have that kind of interest. But today she's a life coach and she's earning in lakhs and lakhs by just taking sessions online. And she's very dedicated person, correct? So my point here is it's not about an MBA. MBA only works if you could see a progress happening in your attempting of the exams and all. If not, if you're into a sales job and you enjoy that, you keep focus on that side, correct? And if you really want to get up in degree, you can probably go for an online version, online MBA. But I would recommend if you're not able to successfully crack exam, either you talk to a mentor or just drop the plan. Don't take it too heavy on your side because see, that is not going to serve the purpose. There are so many people who are not in MBA and still earning 5,000 crore rupee a year. So there's one person, who is Govind Dholakia ji from Gujarat, and he has not studied anything. By just running some basic principles from Srimad Bhagavad Gita about management and other thing, he has built up a company of 5,000 crore rupee. But nobody is teaching us that because everywhere there's a bubble of an MBA. So you do an MBA, you do an MBA, and that's how we are running the system. No, it's not about that. Even I've not done an MBA, but what I've done is I've never stopped learning things. So I make sure that I read at least one or two books every month on business background, correct? And still I'm just trying to gear up, but what I'm trying to convey is it's not only about MBA. So there are so many people who have done a normal graduation, still learning thousands and lakhs right now. So I guess we all should have that holistic approach rather than being self-centered. कि भाई मेरे से MBA नहीं हो रहा. Let me share my example here, correct? So I did BTech in nanotechnology, which is a physics background. I wrote GATE exam multiple times in my final year, then after graduation, and then one more time. And all the times marks were coming down. So I got in clarity, boss, I'm not made for it. So because if you just push on all this kind of system where you're not progressing with investment of right time amount of energy and time, it's actually a wrong decision. And where I am right now, I'm actually enjoying my life because I talk to people, and you'll be shocked to know, when I talk to people, I'm not done an MBA, but there's a very high success rate where I have worked with students, correct? Because the point is, when a student comes to you, he's very dedicated, and he's an MBA material, correct? So if you're not an MBA material, don't focus on that part because if you're not made for, like, imagine you are a triangle and there's a square, correct? If you're not able to fit in that, it's perfectly all right. But you are unique. You can do anything. Like you're saying in sales, if you're enjoying the sales, you go ahead. Many people look for a salesperson, and I guess every company runs on that. To go, if there's no salesperson in a company, I guess there's a hardly chance of a company to run. So there's another question coming up from you. So I'm Ronichi, I'm recommending you to go for a personality test and check out whether your personality matches the MBA mindset as well or not. Maybe you can do something better in life, rather than just going for an MBA. Sir, I could not crack it because, yeah, okay, because I think I did not prepare. So you give your time. See, imagine you think that you're not able to prepare for it, then be focused. So that's what I was telling in the previous examples. There were three people who were working and they made it to an MBA because there was a couple of reasons. They all used to study Saturday, Sundays, full day from almost like 9 o'clock in the AM in the morning till evening 5 to 6 or 8 p.m. And that's how their dedication give the fruitful results. So make the company around you, follow pages, follow people who are passionate about cracking MBA. So I guess that would be the good thing here. What should I do now to improve my profile? Okay, so obviously, so imagine you want to go in finance, yes. So make sure you take courses from IMBX or probably search out some courses from Harvard and EDX and all in the finance background. So what happens actually, it gives you a backing support that this guy is generously trying to learn something. See, even all these people who sit in the selection committee, they want to see how much you want to grow in life. Whatever happens, that happens with you. See, we cannot change our 10th mark, 12th mark, or bachelor's mark. But what we can do is change our future. Correct? So if you are passionate about it, you can go about it. Yeah. So free courses, yeah, for free courses are perfectly all right. So I have interested in finance and now I'm applying for jobs and preparing for CAT and government exams. So again, biggest mistake, yeah. See, you should keep two options when you think that you're compatible in both the sides, correct? See, what happens here is even another major mistake which people do when I meet them, they divert their energies, correct? So I want to do, majorly people try preparing for CAT. It's a funny reason. They try to prepare for an MBA because they want to crack a job interview. And I would never recommend you to go in this way. So obviously it's a risky on the side. People say, you should have a backup support. But I would recommend you, if you're focusing on MBA, stay focused on MBA. Okay, because if you have a focus on one side, you can actually grow better. So imagine, in terms of, when I'm saying you should have friends around you, so you'll have some friends about around you who are into MBA preparation, and some friends who are trying for a government job. Again, it will dissipate your energies. So please don't do that. My recommendation would be, go for a personality test, get a mentor or a coach for yourself who can really help you, and then go about with the next journey on on the personality test basis. Go for either MBA or job, government job, because both the things will be very tricky for you, and you'll be just sitting and confused sometime, what exactly to do. So let's not get into that phase, because the more you are clearer, and I'm telling you, after a lot of case studies, I've seen many people who are very much focused on one area to work on. Like if they want to go for an MBA, they have made into MBA. And majority people who just join MBA preparation, and when you meet them, boss, they'll say, I was not studying, because that's a silly excuse we can give. So let us not give that excuse, because it's a very professional, and your time and all commitment is very much important here. So please make sure you go for only one thing at a time. If it is an MBA in India, MBA in India. And regarding profile development, obviously go for free courses at EDX and Coursera. I would not recommend paid courses, because it doesn't make sense, because see, even a course will not let give you a proof of your knowledge. So imagine you learn a course. Like I did a course a long back, I guess 2 3 months back, on social entrepreneurship from an abroad college. And if I apply that knowledge to my society or a community, and I can show that as a proof, that things really work, which I've learned, I did it on the ground. People will be much happy. Obviously, doing course is great, but currently there are many people who are doing courses, correct? So we have to make sure that how we are different from others. So I guess that is a major crux from my end. And what I could say is, obviously, when you start appearing for an MBA exams, make a mindset that you start preparing for interviews as well. And because many people, at the end, what they do is, while you're doing an MBA, you learn some, tricks here and there, or you get some content and you try to, share that content during the interview, which is not so authentic. So make sure your content is very authentic when you are going for a personal interview. And it is not that only single day will define you, it's the whole journey, correct? Imagine when you have not got so good marks in 12, how you have turned up your life in a better way, what experience you got out of it, and how you put efforts in your future, or in your past journey, to get a greater success, correct? And be very very open on that. See, what you have to understand here is, they want a great guy. So when you're going for MBA in personal interviews, they really look in guy who can make a difference in the society, either in the leadership role or in the operations role or whatever roles, correct? So you have to be very clear cut on that side. So another question from you as well, Rohit ji. Yeah, sir, I always feel like everyone's sorted about what course to do, what to pursue, but what to do in life. But I don't know what to do in life, which career path. So Rohit ji, that is why I'm suggesting you, just give it a pause after this session. Take a a break for a while. Go ahead and take a personality test. Go get a coach on a call. Coach can be again from an MBA background, from a government job background, or a normal coach. You get them on call and say them, this is what I've done. This is what my personality is. Can you recommend me something? And then take the suggestion and move further. So imagine that's what I'm doing. So imagine you are not made for an MBA. Why not fighting towards it? It's just a waste of time, correct? So match up your personality. If your personality matches the next level career, go ahead, stay happy, correct? So I guess you have to focus on that part rather than focus on just MBA karna hai. That is not how the games work, because again, you might get into an MBA game and later you will not like it, because see, it was a funny joke mentioned on YouTube as well. When you get into an MBA, you graduate, you start from ground zero. It is not how you will get a manager position directly, correct? So, are you ready for that position? Are you ready for that grill? Are you ready to learn new things? And I'm telling you, if you are ready for it, then nobody can stop you. Okay. So I would like to end here. If anything else is there, please let me know in the question box, chat box, so I can probably take it up. Yeah. So I covered the whole journey here. Let me just recap. So major mistake is one-sided focus you should have when you are applying for an MBA. Okay. So Ronaji, if you want any help, you can connect on my social media accounts. Ping me there so we can connect and set up one-to-one calls to help you further. And obviously, so I've helped people, but I'll also tell where the people failed. So there were students who put it everything on the mentor side. It can never work out. See, you have to put in efforts. If you're not able to rectify your mistakes during the preparation time, you cannot come and blame the mentors, correct? You cannot do that. So only job of a mentor is to give you directions. So let's speak very clear on that part. And obviously, executive MBA versus full-time MBA, both goes good, great if you have a great experience. I guess executive MBA really works well because there are high chances that even your company can come forward and support you. And again, it's all about the stakeholder analysis here. So imagine your company is sponsoring you. There are certain people who have been sponsored by the current organization as well. I heard that Mahindra and Mahindra does that. The other certain companies who helps you in pursuing your MBA. But the intention there is, when you come back, you will have a better skill sets and you will be able to grow the organization in the later run, correct? So we should have the clear mindset on that. Obviously, executive MBA is good to go, but if you are ready on that level, correct? So imagine you are on a very initial skill sets and you're going for an executive MBA that might be hampering your future journey. Full-time MBA is obviously the best thing. I understand that is really tough to take a break from your journey and go about it. But really, full-time MBAs give you a lot of good on hands-on experience on real-time, challenges. Because see, you just don't attend the college. You get involved in a lot of activities there. You host events. You be a part of event. You get into campaigns and strategies. And that's how the real learning comes in. And I've even heard that in full-time MBAs, you even get a chance to meet top-notch executives and people visiting the college, and you really learn and have a good knowledge share with them. So Ronnie ji is having another question. So are you are telling to do a course which have live projects? Yes. So Ronnie ji, the fundamental lies in here. Imagine you are running in college. What kind of students you will choose? Students with the right skill sets. Because see, imagine you have to be answerable to the companies as well if you're running a college. I'm just giving you the upper level perspective. So you would obviously want somebody who has more practical knowledge and a combination of knowledge which was taken through the theoretical process. Because obviously practical, if you see, it's on a higher level, correct? It can solve a lot of problem. Like again, I was asking the leadership question from one of my students. So I said, you are running a big center. He was a management trainee there, a center which was into shopping complex type. So it was like doing 100 crore rupee billing every month. So I was asking, what kind of leadership you use there. He said, hey, if some problem is there, you should know. He's an MBA guy. He's telling you a real time problem. You should know which person can solve that problem. So even if it's a ground worker, you should know who can solve that, address that problem, and how quickly you can fix it up. So that is the kind of skill sets you want. So again, then coming up to your part, it's not about the bookish knowledge. It's about the ground level, knowledge you get there, and that is going to play a major role in your life. So I hope we are good to go. So I covered. I was just recapping. So I covered where major people fail because they get motivated and just enroll for the course. No, do a personality test, see whether your personality matches or not, and then take a call. Okay. Point number one. Point number two: focus on profile development for a holistic process. Make sure you are adding good projects, good groundwork, good leadership skill sets. Like, imagine you can be a part of an NGO, leading an NGO chapter for the whole city. Correct? You can do that, and they want people like that. Correct? So I guess Ronachi has another question. Please give me some more time, like 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm there for you if you want, or we can connect on one-to-one call. So I guess I'm just putting the personality test here. seen personalities.com, one of the favorite tests I have seen. It's very accurate as well, and obviously our personality gets changed and transit from time to time. But there are 16 types of personality in a holistic way, and there's certain personalities which even serve you for executive roles. So you can just check, do the test, and probably get back to me over social media. I can surely help you on that part. But again, my take is, so I was telling the third process, correct? So now you're clear that you want to do an MBA after personality test. Now you have to focus and develop your profile. Get a mentor in your life. Again, the role of a mentor here is not to, uh, push you daily or give you tasks. No, the role of a mentor is to connect the dots. If you're stuck somewhere, he will help you. He or she will help you in some certain ways. He will give you strategies. He will help you in mock analysis or do mock interviews with you. Then comes the third phase, which is PI. So PI, you have to be well prepared from the starting. Don't just mug up just questions which are there on internet. Go for in-depth analysis. See how you really want to contribute from this MBA to the society, and that's how it works. And obviously, when you make it to a top B schools, keep helping other people as well. So yeah, Ronechi, looking forward to connect you. Yeah, my social media handles you can surely search at LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. You can go about just search Nakul Mehrotra, Nakul. Let me just drop in here my full name so that it will be easy for you to connect. And I would still be happy to help you, but not on a professional ground right now, because I am a life coach by profession, and I am helping clients who are into top leadership role, or who are into the technical roles and they want to jump into leadership role. So currently I'm offering my leadership coaching sessions to clients from USA, India, and Canada. So if you have any things and you have a growth mindset, you want to learn something with tools, techniques, I would be happy to serve you. Maybe, but MBA I may not be able to serve you right now on a full-time purpose. Maybe just a quick call we can go about it. All the best wishes. Keep rocking, and I hope I did justice to this session. Any feedback, please feel free to write to the team or me. That would be really helpful. All the best wishes to everyone watching this session. Keep rocking. Take care.